What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and today it's time for a coffee chat. This is a follow-up video from my impressions from the PC version of Avengers. Last week, just to catch everybody up to speed and set some context to this discussion, I got to play the Avengers PC beta. It was very buggy. Not everybody had that same kind of situation, but if you were interested, you can go check out that video. You can also go check out the live stream. It was glitched out. It was had these random stutters, and honestly, it was very comical. And you know what? It brings up a conversation about Square Enix and like their PC ports, and there's usually something kind of that tends to go wrong in that ballpark. At the end of the day, will always root for game devs. I will always root for games to be awesome as best as they can be. I don't believe in the constant, like downplaying or shooting down, or even the Anthem comparisons that have been made to this game. I don't get behind it. I don't agree with it. I don't stand by that. That's what I don't want this video to be. I want this video to be a representation of having played the game and what I hope for the future of this franchise and my continual concerns for it. So first and foremost, you're looking at some footage of the game. If you see any glitch or visual error, that's actually in how I had to capture the game itself. That was not the game that I experienced as well. And so that's something that I'm working on personally, trying to figure out a better way to handle that. So I do apologize for that, but I want to make sure that if you're looking at a glitch, this is running the Xbox One X version, and downstairs where I usually play like my Xbox games, it ran great. But I wanted to capture some footage, and there was a little bit of a visual hiccup, so I do apologize for that. From my experience with the game, having actually got to play it without any glitches, I was really impressed to start. That's kind of where my praise is going to end with the game, because I kept being asked if I was having fun, which is a real interesting and I think honestly a smart thing to kind of judge that, right? Because yes, the first time I did that mission, that was fun, and then I kept running mission after mission after mission, and my score kept going down. Because I didn't feel there was any variety. And to the beta crowd out there, to the argument that this is a beta, there's going to be more, I don't know, maybe it's just the experience in me that it's a beta argument tends to hurt the person making the argument more than the person critiquing or expressing a concern about the overall game. And here's what I mean by that. It's a beta this close to release. It's not. It's really a demo. A beta is something that takes, because from a game development side, you got to look at 6 months, maybe even more now with COVID, to be able to really implement change into the overall architecture and game design that exists. Maybe they are sitting on some surprise content, which is great and honestly really smart for them. Maybe there's more content to come out in the future, which they said there is, and I'm sure that's going to be great and awesome. And I love the RPG aspect. I love the looter aspect. I love that this is a looter brawler. I think that's there's a perfect spot for that in this industry. I think that is going to be a great market. The nostalgia as a fan, I felt like it was just bleeding. It was dripping, with all of it. And I can't thank them enough for that. Like, this is, for comic book fans, this is, I think, going to be something that hopefully evolves with time, and it releases an ultimate amazing experience that we can look back and say, hey, yeah, I was there on day one, or I was on there like in year one, things like that. So I have hope for the future of this game itself. And I don't want to, I never like to be like, oh my gosh, like, avoid this game at all costs. This reminds me of this other game that should instill some form of frustration in you. Thanks for the click. I hate that kind of content on YouTube, and I try my best not to be a part of it. I feel like the reason I have to make this video is I made a previous video showing off the issues with the PC version. I think it's only fair if I'm going to make that video, I come and tell you guys honestly, it ran on console great. I have serious concerns overall, because it wasn't the first time I ran the mission. But on the 6th and the 7th and the 8th, that number, especially when they asked me at the end of the mission, did I have fun, went down and down and down. And it was that I was starting to realize, I started saying like, oh, that was fun. And then I started saying, was that it? Huh. Okay. I'm going to see one. I'm going to do another one I'm gonna see if this is if it ends up being the same. Oh god, it's the same thing. Okay, it's a beta. I'm sure that they've got other stuff coming on. Am I trying to justify my own expenditure? Now, thankfully, at the moment, I have not pot committed money to the game. I will happily support this game and I will happily purchase this game, but I don't think what I've seen is that it's ready for September. And what I wish, and I know like marketing dollars, there's so many other pieces of the puzzle here that there's like, it's like a horrible, unfortunate situation. I'm sure that if COVID didn't happen, that they would probably be in a better position, but I just cannot find the fun beyond the initial excitement. And maybe, and here's the true kicker, because I think when you play with a friend, everything's 1,000 times more fun. It doesn't matter the score. Scores for video games are ridiculous. Honestly, find people who you tend to agree with. Chances are you're going to like the games that they tend to like. I like this. I like that it's a brawler. I like that it's a looter. I like that it's an RPG. I like that you level up these characters. Like, all of that is working in a plus fashion for me. But, and it's just that I'm sitting here going like, I wish there wasn't a but. I wish I could sit here and tell you, yeah, guys, when it runs and it plays, it plays great. I'm sure they're going to fix any kind of issues, even if it's not day one. But I can't do that in all sincerity. I can root for this game, just FYI, and also be frustrated over the PlayStation deal, which, as an aside, I know a lot of PlayStation fans really didn't like my opinion on that. They think that it's what Sony's doing is a pro PlayStation, kind of deal. It's not. It's an anti-PlayStation deal, because even though Microsoft said they're not going to like bare knuckle and go into that kind of concept, it doesn't stop Stadia from doing that. And guess what? A lot of people don't like Stadia. Imagine Stadia locking down your favorite franchises to this one game itself. It doesn't make sense to gamers. And so I stand by what I said there. I can be against that deal, and at the same time, I can also root for this game. Both things can be true, and they are in this case. So that aside, I felt like I needed to address that briefly. That aside, I tell you this, in all honesty, I was very disappointed having played the game. And there's beauty here. There's so much here. And so I do see the diamond in the rough. I do see like the joy that could be had with this game. But at the moment, like even talking with my other friends who've played this game, and it's like, wait and see. Like I'm maybe a marketing push would get me over the line where it's like in your face, in your face, in your face. But I just cannot sit here in good conscience and good faith and in all sincerity tell you that this is a game that you should definitely pay attention to. I think it could be that. I just think it needs another 6 months or a year's worth of investment and refinement for that. They're doing some interesting things. They are. Like, I don't get Anthem vibes here. I don't get that. I see them doing a lot of moving pieces. I see a lot of time and investment. I see a lot, again, that nostalgia, that world. I want to play in that world. I just, man, hopefully there's something I'm missing. I hope the problem is me. I honestly do. I really hope that it's like, oh, turns out I wasn't doing anything that I should be. And then, holding L turns out it becomes a whole different experience, and it's amazing. Like, I'm going to just sit here and praise the game and tell you I cannot, in good conscience, purchase this on day one. I loved opening up skills. I liked how that changed my fighting style. I like how all the different Avengers play. I think that they definitely need some tweaks and some refinements there. I like that there's a gear system and that you can get gear, you can upgrade gear. All that's really good. I like that I can level up the different Avengers. I like that I can play this game in multiplayer. I honestly think it maybe at the end of the day, my biggest issue is the mission structure. And I think, a little bit of a drop in, I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. Guys, honestly, if you're excited about this game, hopefully this is not putting any water on that fire. I really want this game to succeed. I hope that it comes out, crushes, just dominates, and you have a great time with it. In fact, I hope you come back and like you tell me, Brian, you got to jump in. We're having the best time. But these games don't live in a bubble. And I guess if you're really hurting for something to play, then yeah, by all means, this is probably going to be something that's going to take up, you know, a good chunk of your time. I really, really wish it played well on PC to get a better comparison, especially with the Xbox experience. But the Xbox experience, I thought, like, obviously dominated the PC one. I'm really curious to see how this translates into PS5 and Xbox Series X. See if it gets any better around that time. That it could end up being like a perfect game for November, and that's maybe what I'm rooting for in this case. I just think September is just, it's gonna be tough, and I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong here, and the game just blows me away, and it blows you away. Anyway, any and all comments always welcome down in the comments below. I'd love to know how you're thinking, what you're feeling about this game, so we can talk about it a little bit more. Maybe you can help me correct my mindset here. Let me know if I'm wrong. As always, I do actually encourage that. I always like debate. I don't want to sit here and think that I'm right, but I can't get behind it. And the hardest thing is, and I'll leave it at this, I can't really even put my thumb on it. I can't put my thumb on the, like, oh, here's the thing. Here's the one change. It started off like I rated the first mission at a 5. I was like, yeah. And then it was like this, by the end of it, by the time I said, okay, crap, I'm gonna have to go make a video. Crap. I hate these videos. Hate's too strong of a word. I don't want to add on to that. I don't want to add on to this hate train. So I don't hate the game. I'm just gonna have to live in the wait and see world. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Thanks guys for watching and listening to this ginger. Almost like it's not a ginger rant, it's a coffee chat. I'm just all out of coffee. And it seems like Halo may get delayed even beyond 2021. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. Maybe that'll be a fun thing to kind of speculate on. Anyway, I love you. I love your faces. Hopefully you're having a fantastic weekend, and hope to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.